welcome back to the channel. Now, obviously, I'm just joined with Moloto today, and we actually do not have face cams for technical difficulties, as we will call it today. It's been a hectic day, but the show must go on. And before we get into it, Mr. Moloto, how are you today?
Oh, wait, my bro. No, I'm good. Very relaxed. You know, there's no stress around United, and it's just expectation.
Exactly. I think the most stress at the moment, to be honest, is around Jadon Sancho and just United's transfer window. Really, now I think the Europa League is what we wanted to be at the end of the season. We wanted it to be a nice competition where we can watch United in more of a relaxed manner and just hope that the boys can perform and pull a trophy over the line.
Yeah. No, a trophy would be great, really. And I think, I think a trophy is more important for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And yes, the players as well, but for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because I've seen in football that trophies make and break managers. So by him winning a trophy, it's significant that he's with the right man to the job. And for the players as well. I feel like I used this example a few weeks ago. I remember when we won the Europa League a few years ago, and then it gave us this sense of belief, the sense of confidence. Yes, we didn't go and win the league, but Mourinho bought Lukaku and a few players, and we looked like an outfit that believed that they can do great things. So if we can get that bounce and take that bounce to next season, it'd be great.
Yeah, I think I was telling Clayton on yesterday's show, on the Friday show, that if United can somehow pull a trophy, I think it'll mean so much to players like Martial, who has technically won trophies at United, but he was never the main man in front of the line in that team to win the trophies. I think it'll mean so much to players like Martial, even the new players, Dan James, Wan-Bissaka's, Maguire's. You look at Greenwood even. I think and I think to Ollie it'll mean a lot, because I think for Ollie to win a trophy in this season, it'll say a lot about how he's come. And I was telling Clayton even that if Ollie got third and he won the Europa League, that to me that's the perfect season. I couldn't really ask more from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer this season. I don't know if would you have expected anything more? I know we wanted an FA Cup as well, but maybe looking in hindsight, it was asking a bit too much.
It was. I mean, anything more would be ridiculous, because even if Hodge was here, I don't think he'd do much more than Ole has done. Finishing third is the best he could do. There's no way of finishing in the top two. And considering how we started, to finish third is freaking amazing. And then a trophy. I mean, the managers like Poch haven't won a trophy. So the fact that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wins a trophy, that'll be big for him. And we saw with Liverpool a few years ago, when they won the Champions League, I feel like that really helped them in winning the Premier League this season, because it just gave them this belief that we can do it. We're good enough to do this. So it'll be big for us.
And actually, speaking about trophies for Oli, the Manager of the Year nominees have come out. Jurgen Klopp is obviously there. I think who's that? Chris Wilder was the other one. But then controversial, some would say. Oli was not there, but Frank Lampard was there. And now everyone knows I'm not Ollie's biggest fan, right? I am not Ollie's biggest fan. But to me, that seems a bit harsh. And I think that Ollie, I don't know what was wrong, because in my head, I'm thinking Ollie beat Lampard 3 times or 2 times, even home and away in the league. He's finished above Lampard. Lampard didn't win a trophy at all. Ollie is still in this cup. And what Ollie has done to this team, in my opinion, I know Chelsea did have a transfer ban, but where Ollie had to bring that team, the Freds, the McTominays, and then he had, for the majority of the season, he had to work with that. I think Ollie deserves to be there ahead of Lampard. Yes, Ollie, probably you won't win it against Jurgen Klopp, but that's not my point. My point is that I think Ollie deserved to be at least nominated ahead of Frank Lampard. And what are your opinions on that?
Nah, it's a definite bias, clear bias towards attacking football, really, or the purest style of football, if you like, because Lampard lost the final to Arsenal. So I don't get it. He lost the final to Arsenal. He finished below Ole. Ole is going to win the Europa League, most probably. He finished third. That's a clear bias. I didn't even know that. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is unbelievable. And obviously, Chelsea fans will back their manager. But I think, come on. I think Ollie deserved to be at least nominated. So yeah, I just thought I'll touch on that, actually, speaking of Ollie. And speaking of the man there on the poster with Ollie, Anthony Martial, I just before we get into the actual talking about this next Europa League game, I want to touch on Martial, because I went in a personal rant with Clayton, and I've been Martial's biggest fan in the last few weeks because I watched the video that I think Man United posted up on the YouTube channel recently. The story of Anthony Martial, basically, since he made his debut and what he had to go through. And I watched a fan made video. I don't know. I think his name is JTG Productions or something. Just a fan made video of Martial as well. It just showed like where Martial started. His debut came. No one will ever forget his debut. That goal against Liverpool was amazing. He lit it up. Most expensive teenager at the world at that time. And then things were looking good. He started performing. Then Mourinho came in, and the video basically showed like how close players like Martial and Pogba were like on their way out. And in another world, we would have probably had, I don't know, Perisic and like someone like Zlatan, maybe Harry Kane at this point. But I think the criticism Martial's been getting, I think it needs to stop because I think this guy has scored a great amount of goals this season, even assists. He had one penalty in those goals. I think the way Oli has faith in him. I don't understand why club legends like Oli, like Paul Scholes, Gary Neville, they don't like Anthony Martial. I know you always say it's about opinion and what you prefer about the striker like Harry Kane, but then I'm looking at Martial. I think he's a lot younger than Harry Kane. Obviously, I think he still does have the potential to outscore someone like Harry Kane. I do have the potential that he can get those goals. And the front lineup that we have this season, bagging in more goals than Salah, Firmino, and Mane. I mean, maybe some would even say he doesn't even have to get that many goals. So, and I think that Martial telling Oli, like, listen, bring me on, I'll get you a goal. And then he does. That's why Martial came on that last game. Well, we were all thinking in the match reaction, why would you bring Martial on, even though he won us the game? But he told Oli, I'll get you a goal. I can see so much space. And I think Oli, if he heard that, I think Oli would be thinking a lot. That sounds like myself back in the days. I'm on the bench against Fergie. I'm looking and analyzing the game from the bench, and I'm thinking, there's so much to be like. I can do what they're not doing. Put me on, and I'll get the goal. And I think the relationship between Oli and Martial is great, and I think it's only going to get better. But what do you think about other club legends like Paul Scholes, like Gary Neville? Paul Scholes, to be fair to him, he did after the Europa League game. He said, "Okay, maybe that's why they play Martial every week. Maybe that's why he's on number because of something like that." And I was busy laughing. But what is your whole opinion on the Martial thing?
No, I think even there's a bit of a bias because I feel like he's proven himself now, and people are still criticizing him because I don't know, maybe people just don't want to be wrong or be called out that they had a wrong opinion, which it happens. I mean, you make a judgment on certain evidence and things change. So that's fine. But I think that sounds like a striker talking. Him saying, "Let me come on, I'll get a goal." That's a striker talking. And I guess the biggest argument has been, can he get the goals? And he's gotten the goals. I've criticized him in the past. When he played on the wing, sometimes it looked like he lacked conviction. And one can say maybe it's because he's playing on a manager who didn't believe in him. So, but still, you still have to give it your all. So for that, I criticized him. Oliver came in, he played through the middle, and he's been consistent throughout the whole season. I remember I think Marcus gave him player of the season. He was saying because unlike Rashford, who scored a lot of goals, Martial has been very consistent from get-go. And yes, I prefer a striker like Harry Kane, who will stick around the goals and score an insane amount of goals because I feel like goals are very important. But it really doesn't matter if this guy is doing the job. And as you say, he's much, much younger. He has how many goals? Like 18 goals this season.
I think in all competitions, it's over 20-something.
Over 20-something. Like, you can't ask. They say you need to be a 20-goal striker. He's doing that. On top of that, he's very good at hold-up. He's got a lot of pace. He's very young. So when you look at all the variables, he's a much better fit for this club than Harry Kane is. So I feel like anyone who wants to criticize him now, they can say, let's see if he can be consistent and carry into next season. I think that's an unfair opinion, but you can't say he hasn't proven himself.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know, it's more of my opinion, but I'm starting to think that, maybe the modern game of football is moving away from traditional strikers like Harry Kane, because I'm looking at strikers like him. I looked at Benzema yesterday in the Champions League. It just doesn't look right. It looks like you need now in modern day a striker like Martial's, your Mbappe's, Griezmann's, mobile guys who can pretty much overall can do everything. Obviously, Ronaldo. If you're looking at a traditional striker, Ronaldo, the way he's changed his game, but that now you're talking about the best players in the world. I just don't know of any traditional strikers at the moment who are lighting it up, bar maybe Ronaldo and Lewandowski. Yeah, and Lewandowski. Yeah,
and Lewandowski does a lot of other things as well. So he's not just like the basic. I'm gonna stick in the box and head the goal, head of the ball into the goals. I just think the game is evolving, and I think more agile, quick strikers are preferred nowadays. But I don't think it means that there's no place for the classic number 9. I just think at a club that plays for that number 9 and looks for that number 9, and I think a classic example is Inter Milan with Lukaku at the moment.
Because okay, Lukaku you can add Lukaku to that.
Yeah, Lukaku was at United, and we all thought he was crap. Which, the way he was playing, it was a fair analysis. But then he's gone to Conte, and Conte plays the team around Lukaku, plays a lot of long balls. They look for him. His hold up is improved, and he scored like this amazing goal in the last round, the last round before in the Europa League, and it just summed up what type of player he is. He's a classic number 9. If you get the ball to his feet and give him the space, he will score the goal. But I agree with you in saying that the game has evolved, and nowadays maybe it is better to go for the more agile players.
Yeah, I think it's just more, again, like it always goes down to what you prefer. And like at the moment, I ain't trading Martial for any striker in the world at the moment. Unless you bring in Ronaldo, I'm not trading Martial for anyone. I'll be honest with you. I am absolutely loving what Martial is doing, and yeah, that's all I can say. But let's move into the quarterfinal. There's 3 games left of the Europa League. Us in the quarterfinal against Copenhagen. How do you say this? Copenhagen? I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, Copenhagen. I think that's how you say
it. Something like that. Oh my
yeah, Hagen, Copenhagen. I think it's Danish, you said before the preview. The Danish team? Yeah, so Danish. I don't know much about them, I'll be honest with you. But I did watch the last game in Europa League to see, because to get because we are basically through. And what I see in that game, they press up high. They're good at the high press, which we know can trouble United. And they look very dangerous on the counter, and they can move the ball quite quickly. So, it's all the spots that they thrived in that game that are United's weakness. So what I would say about this game is it's a quarterfinal. Personally, I wouldn't take any chances. I think Copenhagen will give us a game. I think they will give us a run for our money, and I don't think United should take this lightly. At the end of the day, we are Manchester United, and I think we will. I have full faith in this team to beat them. But I think Oli needs to do some research. I think the players need to be up for it, because I want to win this trophy still, and there's just 3 games. So, yeah. What do you think? What do you have to say about Copenhagen and this quarterfinal game?
Yeah, I think the only worry could be complacency, and I just don't think that'll happen, because I think the players can see the trophies in their grasp. There's 3 games to go, and winning a trophy is special. It's not like making top 4, which should be a formality. Winning a trophy is something you can keep the medal. It's something to remember. So yeah. I don't think there will be any complacency in terms of how Copenhagen play. Oh my gosh, let me not try to pronounce the names. In terms of the way they play, I think, look, they will do a lot of things that we've struggled with, that we've seen West Ham and Palace do, but I just don't think they have the quality to do it in the same manner they did, and to sustain it over 90 minutes against a fresh United team which has big hitters playing. So honestly, I think we're going to run over these guys. I think the start of the game will be competitive, but as the game goes on, I think we'll score more and more and win comfortably.
Because, our fitness should be better. I think our fitness should be better. Just playing in the Premier League, we should generally have better fitness as well. But what I was going to ask is that, would you by any chance play a blended team? We've seen Lingard and Fred come off in the last game for no reason. I say no reason. We don't know the reasoning. But they were arguably our best players that day, and Oli took them both off. Do you see any chance that maybe those 2 play in this game? Do you see a blended team? Would you play full strength?
If Lingard starts, I'm going to cry. I swear I'm going to cry. Because why not? 3 games. Let's just give it to them. Let's play the full squad.
Yeah, and it's not even 2 legs. It's not even 2 legs, so we can't really gamble that much.
Yeah. Imagine they play and we get knocked out. And all will say, if we'd played the squad, we would have won the Europa League. And that means nothing. Yeah. It's done. So I can see Lingard coming on maybe late in the game. But I think all the big hitters need to start. And we just need to run over this team.
And speaking of the big hitters, let's look at the predicted 11, because I basically agree with you. I think what changes I remember? I think there's 3 changes I would possibly make to this team. I think one is De Gea. I wouldn't mind Romero playing in this game. I think he should play. He is our cup goalkeeper, as you should say. So I would like Romero to play. Brandon Williams, I would like to see Fosu play, even if he wants to. So I think that could be my other one. And Matic, I do not know about. I wouldn't mind seeing a Fred.
I don't want Fred. I don't want Fred. I think De Gea will start, which I think is a bit unfair. I think Romero has shown that he's good enough, and he's the goalkeeper in this tournament. So it's only fair that he wins it at the end of the day because of all the hard work he's put throughout the whole competition. Fred, I worry if we play them because I think Pogba and Bruno will push up. Maybe Pogba won't push up as much as Bruno, but they will push up. And I don't feel comfortable with Fred being the one who has to sit back and defend and fill in when Harry Maguire goes on his adventures. So I think Matic starts. And I would have liked to see Shaw.
I don't mind Matic starting. I really don't, because Matic has been solid. But yeah, carry on.
And I said I would have liked to see Shaw, but obviously Shaw will be injured. So Brandon Williams is a good replacement. And I don't think there's any question of tightness. They've rested for some time, so they should be up for this.
Yeah, it's been the longest rest at the moment. The thing about Luke Shaw, just to give anyone an update who wants to know, except for Maguire. But I've come to accept, I'm on the boat now where Maguire is just never going to rest unless he's dead. He's he has to get surgery or something. He might not even play if he has to get surgery.
Dude.
But yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I was going to say that, I wouldn't have any complaints with this team, and that, if there is only one player that I really am worried about is maybe Brandon Williams. Like, if I want to see, I would like to see Brandon Williams play right back. I think he could be good there. And the Shaw update, that's what I wanted to say. The Shaw update, if anyone wants to know, Shaw is not going to be available till the start of next season. And to give you a Delo update, Lord, because I know you like your Diego Delo. He's your type of your cup of tea, should I say? He is also injured.
Potential.
He's injured.
Oh my god.
He's injured. Ali came out and said that, listen, Delo is injured, and that has been the case for about a week now, maybe. So yeah, Ali giving an update on Delo. I think, the case with Delo is that I think his time at United is done. I think he is well known around the world. I think he'll definitely sell. I think United shouldn't be taken for a ride on the deal. I think get the money that Delo is worth because he's still young. Everyone thinks he's got a world-class potential. So I wouldn't let anyone take United for a ride. But I do think his time at Manchester United is done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. Sadly, I like Delo. When he first came in, he looked like he had potential. And going forward, he looked like he was very good. Yes, it's fallen off a bit. I think it's because he doesn't play as much as he did. But defensively, he's quite average. And yeah, we've heard some big names in for him. So maybe they see potential. So yeah, let him leave and make the most of his career. Sadly, it didn't work out at United. But how would you feel about Fosu playing at left back?
I wouldn't mind. Like I said that those are the positions I wouldn't mind. So I wouldn't mind seeing Fosu at left back either. I don't think it's his ideal position. I think we have so many right footers that side that they all could be right backs. The thing what I would say about Fosu is though, I don't, it sounds so FIFA-like to say to change players' positions all the time. But I think Fosu could be a great CDM as well. I think he's got pace, he's got strength. I think he's not bad on the ball. So I think Fosu and I think going forward, it'll kind of suit him as a CDM. I think he's got all the right attributes to be a good CDM. So that's where I stand with Fosu and I think Williams is the one playing out of position because I don't think he's a left back. I don't think he's a bad left back. Do I ever think he'll be a world-class left back? It's still too early to say, but at the moment it's not looking like it. He looks like he'll be a good and decent left back for United, but I don't think much more than that. I would like to see him right back for a game or something.
If I'm not mistaken, before Fosu left the club to go on loan, he used to play in centre back. So I guess it makes sense there. And I think this is the game for Brandon Williams to play because I don't feel that this team will be too much of a threat going forward. So, let's give him an opportunity. He's been disciplined. And yes, he had a few bumps along the road, but I trust him.
still probably suffering some concussion-like symptoms after that head collision. The cut by his eye as well. He's been through the ringer, Brandon Williams. So I'm not going to be too harsh on him. And I do love Brandon Williams. Since he made his debut for United this season, I've liked Brandon Williams. And I look at this team and I'm thinking no problems. De Gea, okay, he might have a suspect moment, but Maguire, Lindelof have been the centre back pairing for the whole season. They've generally done okay. Williams has done decent enough at left back for replacement. Aaron, when he had his break and came back, looked like the Aaron that was so consistent at the beginning of the season. Paul Pogba, happy as ever. Complete faith. Matic again, complete faith.
And his consistency.
Yeah,
I think we need to give him that. I know he's made mistakes, the handball and all that, but in terms of how his game and how consistent he's been in his game, it's something he didn't have before the lockdown, but he's come back and he's been very consistent. And I guess that has to do with Ole finding the right position for him.
And the three guys who I'm going to be looking out for on Monday in this game are that top, can I say top? Yeah, we'll go top right front three. That Martial, Greenwood, and Fernandes triangle. One, Martial, because I think he wants goals. I think he just wants to play and he wants to absolutely destroy any opposition that is in his way. I think he's a man in form, full of confidence, and he just is enjoying his football. And Greenwood and Bruno, because their stats in Europa League are amazing. I think they're both going to be chasing for top goal scorer of Europe. Yeah, top goal scorer of Europa League, and I think those two will want to do what the thing is. And I'm sure, I'm thinking from Greenwood's perspective. If I'm Mason, I'm looking at Copenhagen. Yeah, they might be good. They came this far. Let's not disrespect them. But I'm 18 years old. I'm loving life at United. I've got this team around me. I'm gonna try, do my thing with my left foot, my right foot, the cut in. I'm going to do that. And I'm really hoping for a good game from Marcus Rashford as well. Because I do like Rashford. Everyone knows I have tough love for him. But I do want him to. But I only do that because I can see potential in Marcus Rashford be something that I don't even know if he sees in himself yet. So I want Marcus Rashford to perform. And I know if I'll speak for Marcus saying that he probably will perform. Marcus Rashford is a big game player. He'll probably do something. But then if he doesn't, people will hate him the goal of Rashford, just how it is with Marcus Rashford. But yeah, I'm really hoping for those guys to shine. Do you think that there's any problems? Like I said, I think the only problems for this United team could be that Copenhagen play with the high press, and a mistake can happen. We know this team always has a mistake in them.
Nah, I don't see it honestly. I've seen the quality in the Europa League. It's nothing close, and this might be disrespectful, but the way they press and do all these things, it's nothing close to what you'd see in the Premier League. So I think that front four is going to run circles around Copenhagen. And I think Rashford has potential. I agree with you. I think there's some things he needs to work in his game, but he seems like a diligent player who's always worked on the little things. And I think we have he's going to be, I hope he's going to be a United legend, and he'll be here for a very long time. And I think have a very good
some would say he's already a United legend.
I think the standard has been a bit low in the last few years, but
yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah. Do you think of the strongest lineup in the competition? Lineup, bro.
Yeah, I think our first team versus everyone else's first team, we have the strongest lineup, which is actually a good point. Yeah, I think because I look at Inter and I'm like, this was United's B team. It was basically the Premier League's B team. I look at Lukaku. If you want to compare Lukaku to Martial, you can just get lost. I don't care. Lukaku's a penalty box merchant. I don't care. He can get lost. Alexis Sanchez can eat his dog shit. That he can do that. Ashley Young is the only player I actually do like, because I always like the scumbag. So I do like Ashley Young. I liked him when he came at United as a winger as well. So yeah, I got nothing bad to say about Ashley Young. Eriksen, yeah. He looks finished.
He still hasn't hit that. Yeah, a little, to be honest. And I like Eriksen, so I don't want to say that. But then
I look at my team and I'm like, Pogba, Bruno, Green. Nah, you're not. It's not. No, wait. I have full faith in my team.
Yeah, we have too many flair players, and I think there'll be a threat with the way they play. And looking at the tree on the other side of the tree, so we can meet them in the final, which would be amazing.
Yeah.
And the way they play could be a threat for us because they'll sit back and just take advantage of our weaknesses. And Conte's a very good manager, but player for player, I think we have way too much flair.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we can win this game. If we win this game, to give anyone an update, I think we play Wolves in the semi-final.
Yeah.
obviously, I think Wolves have to win their game, but I think we'll play Wolves in the semi-final, and then it'll probably be the final everyone wants of Inter versus Man United, which will be, I would look forward to it. Like, usually I'm the one who's like double thinking big games like that because, you know, I like to look at it from, you know, something can happen, you know, never say never. But that's the one game where I don't want to have it. I look at that team. I want revenge against Lukaku, who almost ended Martial's career because some fossil football manager decided that he's better. I want Alexis Sanchez to get humiliated. I want Young to have a nightmare against Greenwood or Rashford. You know, I want United to absolutely destroy Inter Milan.
Yeah. I think that'll be a nice final for the Europa League. It's above the quality that it usually is. But Wolves, that's going to be a great game. Wolves are a bogey team. In the last few years, they've been
Wolves are a bogey team. Yeah, Wolves are a bogey team.
Yeah, so to beat them at such a stage after they've beaten us so much, way too many times that they should have beaten us, I think would be special, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I think Wolves will win the first game, and I think they, in their head, they probably think they could.
Yeah. And the fact that they're an English team will add some spice to it as well.
Exactly. But yeah, I think, you know, we go game by game. It's 3 games. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We'll deal with the finals, semi-finals when they come. United just focus on this game. And what's your score prediction?
We're disrespecting this team. I'm gonna disrespect them some more because I don't see any problem here. Honestly, I think when I arrive, they're gonna try show us out.
They won the last game to get to the stage 3-0, I think. So
did they?
Yeah, they won 3-0.
But didn't they verse like Besiktas or something, like some whack ass team? So
Turkish team,
I just don't see them. They didn't even win the league, as I told you.
Yeah, they didn't
before
win
we came on. So 3-0, honestly, 3-0 United.
I'm gonna say, 2-1 sounds so bad because it sounds like we're gonna sit on the edge of our seat and be nervous. I'm gonna say 3-1. I think United. I think Copenhagen could get a goal, but I think United's power is too much. Oh yeah, and they just beat the last game. They beat Istanbul 3-0. That's how they got to the stage. So that was the other team we could have played. But yeah, again, I look at United's firepower. I think it's too much for them. So I do have faith in the boys. Yeah. I think I have more faith than ever at Martial, Greenwood, Bruno, Pogba, all those boys. So yeah, I think 3-1 for me will be the score prediction. And yeah, all I like to say, it's been a good show. We'll have to see you on Monday. I don't know if there'll be shows in between now from this video till Monday, but maybe Marcus will give you something special. But yeah, before I end it off there, please feel free to like, comment, and to consider subscribing. And from me and Maloto, it's been a good show, and we'll check you in the next one.